Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, right? Yeah, lost track of the day. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Now is a very exciting moment, guys. I wanted to go live very, very quickly because we are making new all-time highs. We are extremely close, guys. We are at that point here. Don't forget, the previous all-time high, 64,900. Where are we sitting right here? 63,900 on a very strong uptrend here. It is extremely likely, I'm just going to say extremely likely, that we make a new all-time highs here within the next half hour. All right. And honestly, it could be even within the next minutes. And that's why I wanted to hurry up and go live. I didn't really schedule this stream out, but like a minute. So, first of all, thank you all for showing up. Don't forget, hit that like button. Let's see how many people we can get in this live stream. Once we break out and get to celebrate and see what's going to happen here, we will wrap up because it is still midway through the workday. So I can't stay live for an eternity. But thank you all for the support. All right, let's see who we got in the comments here already. Preezy, what's going on? Elbosh, what's up? Skydive, hello. Artful, Shuba. Let's see who else. Daniel Blaine and Byron. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a good day. Look at how close we are to breaking out here, guys. This is insane. And so what we're going to do is kind of just watch here and discuss and talk about expectations. Plan B, well on track? Yes, sir. Yeah, we are so close. If we can break above 64K, guys, that's what's really going to spark a lot of the momentum that will get us over 65, and that will put us in the territory. Really, this is the main hump here, 64K. I'm not even concerned about 64.9 so much. All right? We need to break above that line. You can just see from a zoomed out perspective just how close we are to breaking above. It is crazy. Oh, thanks, Scott. Let me know if that's good. It is crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. All right, I'm going to zoom back in. This is very exciting. And if this doesn't pull back here, I mean, we could see this take off within the next minute or two. We are down to the minutes here, potentially. I want to read some of your comments and then kind of discuss what to expect if Bitcoin does break out here. What a day to be alive. I agree with you, Artful. You were sick and needed to take a break mentally from the charts day to day. I feel you there. I did too, and I still am. Whoa, guys. You see that? Take a look at the charts. Guys, here we go. 63.9. Okay, my line was a little off. 63.95. I'm really curious to see how this is going to move because we could see just a massive breakout. As soon as we break above 65K, I mean, we could just rocket straight to 70. There's going to be a lot of retail FOMO buys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 64. Oh, all right. We got some people trying to slam that down. I think we've got some shorts coming in that might kill the party. There's definitely some profit taking there and some short sellers trying to assume a good position. But their stop loss will be set at around 65, probably 65.5K. So keep that in mind. Oh, yep. Here's the profit taking, the shorts coming in, feeling confident. And that's what I talked about yesterday. The first thing that will probably happen, if there's not a whole lot of momentum to blast us through the level, what usually happens, people say, all right, we stopped here before. We may stop here again. So this is where I'm going to cut profit. If it pulls back, I'll buy back in at the dip. Or if I'm a short seller, I'll take a position here as it's the kind of the best spot to sell at, in hopes that if it goes down, you sold right at the top, and then you can buy back at the bottom and execute a perfect short trade. But if there's not enough selling pressure here and we continue back up, that goes out the window. So what a big candle we have here. Let's see what happens next. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button if you have not already. It greatly helps out the stream, and it will bring a lot of other viewers to the stream. That's how the live streaming YouTube algorithm works. So just your free click of the like button is showing a great deal of support for the channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, Upshot's back. I saw. Pretty disgusting. At least he got his YouTube channel banned. Everybody in the Dogecoin and crypto community that knew about him did their due diligence. As soon as they found out that Chris Crypto or Upshot was live and his channel was back up, they all hit that report button and got his YouTube channel banned pretty quick. His Twitter only has like 200 followers, so I don't think we care about that one too much. Thank you guys for those likes. Really appreciate it. Byron, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Doge is moving very slow. The altcoins are going to follow next, guys. They're going to follow later. Let's see. What's going on, Crypto Critter? Thanks for hanging out and showing support. New all-time highs today. We are right on the brink here. That's why I titled the stream as I did. We are literally on the brink. Oh, his YouTube's back? All right, we got to report it again. Has anyone done a comparison of short seller strategy versus hodl? Well, short selling is really, I mean, it's really just part of day trading. So if you like to scalp, then, I mean, you can buy at the bottom or you can sell at the top. I do both. I like to short sometimes as well. I prefer to go long, but shorting is a little bit easier sometimes because it's just a little more predictable. All right, here we go with that big green candle. Like I said, if we don't sell off hard enough, we're going to see a lot of buying pressure come back in as people are realizing that we might not end up dumping here like they would have expected. A lot of the people that did a presumptuous short sell here might be getting paper hands and thinking, oh, well, it's not going down as far as I thought it would. A lot of people that sold and panicked are seeing that it's holding up pretty decent, even despite us hitting that 64K resistance. And they're saying, all right, maybe we're not going to pull back super far, and I should just hop back in. And so here we have all those green, all those buyers back on this candle here. What we don't want to see is a whole lot of stalling out, though, at 64K. We need to get above that hump. If we don't break above it, that does not mean that there's just doom and gloom to preach, but it does mean that it might just take a little longer. Here we go, back above 64. Oh, we tried it. This is the level right here. You can see all that resistance. Though 65K is the all-time high right here, 64K is the mental resistance, all right? And that's why that's so important. This is the all-time high right here, 64.9. But 64K flat is really the first level that we need to breach above. No one's going to really mess with the 64. Like, if you're a short seller, if we have enough momentum to get up to 64.9, this is almost like a risky short to take. I would much rather sell at 64 and not be greedy. And that's why you're seeing a lot of people smartly selling at 64. Smartly, you know. Trading is just a whole lot of guesses, trying to guess correctly. It does not mean that you always end up right. So a smart entry does not mean that it's going to be a correct one. Like, it's going to work out in your favor. It just means you did a good trade at the right time and the odds were in your favor. And if it works out, cool, you make money. If you see it's not working out, you cut it short and go on to the next, take the next chance. Alrighty. Holding above 64, this candle needs to move. If we can get up towards mid 64s, I think we're going to start to see some momentum pick up. And then we might see a big sell off at 64.9 or 65. If we don't, and we can get above like 65.1 or 2, expect some FOMO buying to really kick in, and we might just rock it up a couple thousand. All right, here we go. I want to check the alts right now, but I don't want to take my eyes off the main chart. So maybe I can just do this quickly. Dogecoin here, lagging. ADA, nothing. Ethereum's probably doing all right. It's doing okay. All right, back to Bitcoin. If I get a call for work, guys, I will have to go. Just off cam, so just keep that in mind. And I'll let you know if that happens, but I think we're all right. When do I think Dogecoin will take off? All right, there's a good question, guys. So Dogecoin is probably not going to take off quite yet. Dogecoin, ADA, and all of the altcoins, even Ethereum. Ethereum will be the first to follow. All right, I think that's pretty safe to assume. Ethereum will be first to follow consistently. But the other altcoins as well, they're going to lag behind. And it's what we talked about in the stream yesterday, and it's what we showed from the phase chart. And so just in case anyone wasn't here for yesterday's stream, let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. In case you're wondering, you're looking at Bitcoin right now and you're excited. You know, you're here with us on stream, but you're a little confused as to why Dogecoin and Cardano and XRP and whatever else you're into is not just taking off like a rocket like Bitcoin is. Because in the past, we know that that the altcoins, when they were doing well, they tended to follow Bitcoin's movement, but it doesn't seem like that's happening anymore, so you might be a little concerned. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this really quick, and we'll just side by side it so we don't block the screen. All right, so here we have the phases, and this is what you can expect. And you can look at the chart and read its expectations and its explanations, or you can just go off of what I usually do, which is just off previous price movement, noticing trends on your own, analyzing it, and determining what happens. What I've always seen happen is the altcoins and everything, they will follow the market leader at some point to an extent. If they have a lot of good catalysts, if there's a lot of hype around the coins, retail traders will buy into that coin more readily. If there's not, then a lot of times they're more skeptical and they don't really want to buy in even if the market's moving up, because they don't really know. They're a little on the fence. They're not feeling any hype. They don't know any catalysts. They're like, should I really buy? And then you have people sitting on the sidelines with their money. What happens if there's hype? When Bitcoin moves up, the altcoin will move up pretty much just along with it. And sometimes it'll even move up at a higher rate because there's so much hype around the altcoin. Everyone's already wanting to buy and now they have a reason. And so it just takes off. When it's the opposite, when there's no catalyst, when the altcoins are dead and they don't have anything to look forward to, and Bitcoin's taken off like a rocket, the altcoins will usually lag behind until Bitcoin clears into new territory, confirms a strong, reliable uptrend is going to happen here without a strong reversal, and then they'll slingshot up later. And that's usually on a shorter term scale. Sometimes like Bitcoin will move 3 days in advance, and then the altcoins like Doge will pick up and slingshot up a couple cents like a day later or something like that. But here we're talking about seasons. And so not actual literal seasons of the year, but just longer term time frames here. So let me just read over this. So phase 1, Bitcoin. Flow of money moves into Bitcoin, causing prices to surge. And that's what we're seeing right now. Tons of institutional, retail, and all kinds of money is being flooded into Bitcoin here as people that sold off during the bad news from Elon Musk that were looking for the bottom, they bought the dip, and now they're loading back up on Bitcoin. They recognize we hit the bottom of the pullback, and now they're reassuming their positions. And then we're getting new people in as well that are learning about cryptocurrency, noticing how well Bitcoin's doing despite all the volatility, and getting more confident. So now we're getting old money back in and new money in. Then phase 1.5 here, before phase 2, money flows into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. All right. Right now we're approaching phase 1.5, the first part where money flows into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up. As you can see, the altcoins are not all back to where they were, but Ethereum is at 3,800. When Bitcoin crashed, Ethereum was at 4,300. So it's very, 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 very close. It's actually only within about 15%, 10 to 15% of where it came from. So that's pretty close to a full recovery, but it is not quite keeping up with Bitcoin. So you could say we're right about somewhere in between just phase 1 and phase 1.5, the first part, 1.5A, let's call it that. Now, phase 1.5B is Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. That'll probably be when Bitcoin tops out somewhere short term around 75, 80,000, maybe even 90,000. And then going into quarter 1 of next year, we're going to see, by probably January, Ethereum doing really good number wise, maybe somewhere from 6 to 8,000. All right. And that's when people start probably thinking that Ethereum's doing a little bit better. And that leads us to phase 2, where Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin percentage gain wise. And then we start hearing talks of the flippening. That will probably be around the time where Bitcoin tops out at like its 100K price target, and Ethereum just keeps going and going and going and going. And that will probably be leading into the ETH2 time frame here, which should be early next year as well. So first half of next year, we should be hearing about the flippening. Ethereum 2, Ethereum will probably be up to like 10 to 15,000 per by the end of the first half of next year. And that will rocket the market cap up somewhere near $1 trillion. And so we might start hearing talks of Ethereum taking the #1 spot, and that would be the flippening. All right, and then money starts to trickle into large caps where we see buy-ups happening, and then large caps, other things under Ethereum, they get their time to shine. That's phase 3. And then last but not least, alt season. So I'm not saying that it's going to take until this phase 4 for the altcoins to really take off, which would on a time scale after the flippening. I mean, we're talking about second half of next year. Short term, if you're wondering when Dogecoin and ADA and all that good stuff's going to take off, it'll probably be once Bitcoin clears about 65K, it starts heading to 70. That's when we'll probably see Dogecoin start moving towards 30 cents, Cardano moving back towards 240, 250. And then especially once Dogecoin can clear 30 cents, people will start to feel bullish on it again because that's a mental level. Above 30, people are more bullish. Below 30, people are thinking that Dogecoin's dead. And really above 27, but we still need to clear 30 at that point. So I think that will happen pretty soon. It just all depends on when Bitcoin heads towards that 70,000 level. What do I do for work? Jackson says I do a couple things for work. I don't only have one job. So I manage a large team, a call center for a national company. That's what you could call my 9 to 5, and then I have some side businesses that I run. What's the next catalyst that we're waiting for? Well, it's really around Elon Musk. So Bitcoin for Tesla, Dogecoin for Tesla. That's going to be the biggest catalyst that we can wait for, that we can really look for in the short term. Because either one of those would help Dogecoin. If we get Dogecoin for Tesla, that's going to obviously make Dogecoin like instantly double, triple, whatever it's going to do. If we get Bitcoin for Tesla, that's going to make Bitcoin go to the moon, and that's going to pull Dogecoin up. So either way, it'll benefit Doge. The Chosen One, what's up, man? Yes, those rockets, that's what I like to see. To the moon, guys. What do I make of Elon's last tweet? Elon has been a little more active recently, which is good to see. I didn't see what his last tweet was, so let's go check it out. Did you see this one? That's funny. Well, this one's pretty powerful. This is a Doge to the moon. I think that one's pretty strong. Yeah, didn't really see anything else. Infra, what's going on? Just got here. Any word on ADA? No new word on ADA, guys. ADA is hanging out. As far as I'm concerned, last time I looked at the roadmap, there wasn't really anything strong planned until coming into earlier next year. As you can see, though, guys, this is what ends up happening on the altcoins when they're a little extended and they don't believe we're going to break into new territory. And this is always my concern. Super excited for Bitcoin, obviously. We want to see Bitcoin go to new highs. That's what's going to start correcting the altcoin market. But right now, all the money, since Bitcoin's the only thing moving, all the money is flowing into Bitcoin. And so that means a lot of people that are holding altcoins right now are selling their positions to get capital to invest into Bitcoin so they can take advantage of the percentage gains. So don't be afraid because your altcoin is selling off right now while Bitcoin's going up. This is just a shift of funds. Just like when SHIB 6x'd or 7x'd like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Dogecoin started selling off, ADA started selling off. A lot of the market started selling off as people wanted to to close their other positions and take advantage of that move. And then the funds started to shift back once SHIB started to pull back. It's normal. That being said, when all that money's moving into the altcoin, into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin fails the move, since these guys, due to people selling to get capital to invest in Bitcoin, they caused selling pressure while the other thing was moving up. And that kept the altcoin from moving up with the market leader Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin's at the top, but the alts are at the bottom. So if Bitcoin at this point fails to break out and pulls back, then the altcoins are going to follow that pullback still to the downside, and they're going to end up crashing a bit, making, a little bit of a dump after it breaks below support. And then the money usually switches back. People sell their position on Bitcoin, and then they buy the dip here, and it slingshots back up. But that's what you can expect. And as you can see, that's what ADA is looking like it wants to do here. So if Bitcoin just now, if it failed that little move and it really went down towards that lower 63K range, ADA's here looking ready to dump straight down and lose a couple cents. But it's being held on by a thread here because Bitcoin's entertaining the idea of going back above 64K again. You can see now it's flagging. This does look like a bull flag pretty confidently here. I'm going to delete this. This is looking like a bull flag right here. A pretty textbook bull flag. So I think we're about to take off, and we might see some strong whale buy-ins here, guys. We might see an actual, massive move. See this right here? Pretty strong bull flag. We could see some really big moves coming out of this one here. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't. When gold had its first ETF, the price really took off, but over time, yeah, and with the Bitcoin ETF stuff that's supposed to be happening, we can expect some big moves from that too. Confused as to why SHIB and other Doge-related meme coins are doing better than Doge and why they think they are better than Doge? Well, they think they're better than Doge because the whole community around those coins is set out to beat Dogecoin. Like Shiba Inu was originally titled the Dogecoin Killer. Just because of how much negative feedback they got off of that, they decided to try and change that verbiage, but that was why it was really made popular, was to be a knockoff Dogecoin, just to be completely transparent, was to be a knockoff of Dogecoin that was super cheap, really easily accessible to a lot of retail traders. They made it really cheap so that a lot of people, that don't know fundamentals and understand how things are possible would think, if I buy 1 million or 1 billion of these, if this thing just hits 10 cents or just hits $1, I'll be a millionaire or a billionaire, right? Without considering any of the fundamentals that actually tell you that kind of thing is currently reasonably thinking impossible. But that being said, these coins were still set out to beat Dogecoin. You've got Baby Doge, you've got Floki Inu, you've got Shiba Inu, you've got all Satami Inu. All these coins are like knockoffs of Doge, and in their own ways, they figured out ways to be temporarily successful. There's price movement to the upside. They're volatile. There's a lot of pumps. But the reason Dogecoin doesn't move so much anymore off Elon announcements and all that stuff is because a lot of the hype has calmed down. A lot of the meme investors have moved over to the more meme-ish coins because Dogecoin doesn't do it for their meme needs. It doesn't pump like they want it to pump. It's not as volatile as they want. And because Dogecoin's such a high market cap now. High market cap assets usually don't fluctuate in price very much. So, look at things like Tesla stock, Microsoft stock, Apple stock, Amazon, Bitcoin price movement, Ethereum price movement. Those things are usually very rock solid and stable, and they move, but they don't move extremely high percentages rapidly. They're like big boats. They move definitively, but slowly. It's just harder to manipulate those prices. So that's why on Elon tweets, you see a lot of the altcoins move a lot more because they're in a better position to do that. Also, just it's just not the greatest time for Dogecoin right now. I mean, we have no catalysts at this moment. We're still waiting for transaction fees to be reduced. Not getting a whole lot of adoption there with miners upgrading to the new nodes, so that even though we're on 1.14.4, which allows for it to happen, we don't have the majority of nodes updated to that new version yet to allow that to be like the general default across the network. So because of that too, we also are not in the position to get the Dogecoin for Elon Musk announcement. I'm sorry, Dogecoin for Tesla announcement from Elon Musk, which puts another catalyst on hold for us. So there's just a lot of factors that we have catalysts, but they're pending, basically. They're pending. So until we get there, Dogecoin's kind of stale. But SHIB, on the other hand, the reason we saw SHIB's crazy movement was because it got announced, there was a leak that SHIB was coming to Robinhood soon. And so that's what really made SHIB 6x. And now it's in a crazy spot that it wasn't in before. But that's actually good news for SHIB. And to be honest, I mean, even though Shiba Inu as a coin isn't really poised to be a retail-focused coin, SHIB does have some utility now. At first, it was only a meme coin set out to beat Doge, but they decided to build a whole network around it. Now there's Shiba Swap, which is a good decentralized exchange that competes with Uniswap. And so I don't have a problem with SHIB's valuation. I do kind of have a problem with, one, the community, and two, the fact that there's like 3 coins for one project, and there's about to be 4. But other than that, you know, it is what it is. SHIB does its own thing, and it does it pretty well, in my opinion. But it's still not a Dogecoin competitor. The only competition they're in is for attention. What's up, DNZ Moto? You said Doge is now a stable coin. That's the way it looks right now. Isn't that true? All right, here we go. Breaking above 64K again. You can see we moved to the top side of that bull flag here. Not a strong breakout yet, but if we can hold above 64K, I think we will see a big, sharp candle movement here. Hey, what's going on, Michael Meath? Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. How's it going? What do I think of XYO? Well, let's see. I don't go very, very far down the altcoin rabbit hole, so a lot of these smaller, lesser-known coins I'm not too familiar with, but I'll take a look at it for you. It's an Oracle network. XYO offers resources to educate individuals, developers, and enterprises who are excited about the possibilities of a location-based data network built on shared incentives. Education. Geospatial location network. Well, I'd have to research the whole geospatial blockchain concept, because on its own, I don't even know what that's really trying to get into. So, but it sounds like a cool project. I mean, there's a niche for pretty much everything. So as long as there's not much competition in that space yet, it's probably not a bad idea. What's up, Lori? Welcome back. What am I expecting next ETH and Bitcoin pullback dips to be to? Oh, I don't really see any Bitcoin dips coming anytime soon, to be honest. Ethereum dips, probably not. I'm not really seeing any dips. I am very bullish on all cryptocurrency right now. So unless we stall out at 64.9 or somewhere around here and we can't get back up, I'm not really looking at any pullback opportunities. All I see is buying opportunities. Because if Bitcoin breaks above this 64.9 level or 65 and then comfortably sits at like 65.1 or 200 and can hold there, it is probably going to rocket up towards 75K, towards 70K and beyond. So I don't see any Bitcoin pullbacks. I'm almost not even looking at my chart to see what those could be. If I were, it would just be at one of the EMA levels, so probably 60K, maybe even towards 50, mid to high 50s, but probably not below that. But as you can see here, guys, we did break out of that bull flag to the top side, and we are heading up. Let's see if we can make it to 64.9 here. That's the all-time high. That's where we need to go to break and make a new high. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button if you have not already. It is the free way to show support for the channel and for the live stream, and it helps the YouTube algorithm bring more people like yourself into the stream. So that's how this channel keeps running. So thank you. 64.2, guys. Seeing some FOMO buys starting to kick in. Plan B, 90K for November. Michael Meath says, I've been busy with dogs and shipping. With shipping? Oh, interesting, interesting. Sounds like you've got your hands full there. I'm not sure what exactly you've been doing there, but sounds interesting for sure. All right. According to crypto.com, Bitcoin hit 64.4. So everyone's charts are a little bit different. They're getting slightly different price numbers here. But people should have just gotten that notification on their phones like I did. And if they did, we're either going to see some people locking in profit here and just saying, all right, I'm good. Or we're going to see some FOMO buys starting to kick in as people are like, oh, wait, Bitcoin's taking off. Let me get in before it's too late. So we'll see. All right, here we go. Looks like FOMO buys was the decision. Oh, shipping dogs all over the U.S. Interesting. Okay. 64.3. We are moving, guys. Don't forget, click that like button. Let's see how many people we can get in here before we take off. Let's get out a to the moon tweet really quick. Oh, that's not how you post a tweet. I swear I'm not that old. $64.3. Also, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Until you become a crypto millionaire. Hey, gotta have a road to success. I respect it. Gotta have a way to get that money too. Gotta have a good way to get the money to invest. Looks like you're hustling. All right, guys, we did have a bit of a pullback from 64.3, but we are still hanging out above 64. As long as we can stay above 64, I don't feel too bad about it. If we go under and start holding under there, people are going to start to get a little more negative and say, oh, well, I FOMO bought in. It looks like nothing's happening. They might get a little bored, and we might hang out and linger under 64 for a bit. Hopefully not, because I wanted to catch the 65 breakout on stream. But hopefully Bitcoin doesn't take 20 years like it loves to do sometimes to just move up $900. I wouldn't mind a 55K pullback to jump back in. Fingers crossed. My husband told me I was crazy when I wanted to buy Bitcoin at 26. Bitcoin at 26. Yeah, that was a steal. Do I think Tesla will announce accepting Doge and Bitcoin tomorrow during the earnings call? Probably not Dogecoin. Dogecoin's just not ready. I mean, I'm just being objective. You guys know I am a Dogecoin, you could say, fanboy to an extent, because, I mean, it's a for fun thing. I really like the community. I like the idea, and I think the fundamentals are decent enough to work. So, you know, I'm a fan of Dogecoin as far as retail payments are concerned. That being said, I'm never going to lie, and I try to eliminate bias from all of my opinions, even no matter how much I like something. I used to be a hardcore Android fanboy, and I have an Android phone and I have an iPhone, just for reference. And I have an Android tablet and I have an iPad. And I have a Windows PC, and I'm about to get a Mac. I like to always be able to see both sides. I don't like being biased. And so with that, I say probably not Dogecoin because it's not ready yet. But Dogecoin is just not in the place it needs to be in to be used for wide-scale payments like that by a car manufacturer. I don't think. Tesla's already, just because of the kind of company it is and because of Elon Musk, it already always lives on the edge when it comes to the relationship with their shareholders. There's a lot of criticisms behind like every decision they make about criticisms regarding how many vehicles that they're producing, about their profit margins and how they're remaining profitable, and just all kinds of things. And the shareholders are always really touchy and finicky, and you always hear about them being upset or something. So for Tesla to potentially mess with the actual holdings and start accepting, like selling vehicles for Dogecoin that's not even in its near finished state yet, it would almost be like potentially giving cars away for free. Because let's just say Dogecoin failed, the update never came, it never became suitable, and this whole Dogecoin thing that we love so much stalls out and never improves. We don't know what the future holds. We would hope that's not the case, but then Tesla basically gave cars away for free, and that's not a good idea. Now, on the other hand, there's also accept this coin and then just immediately transfer it to US dollar, but even still, the transaction fees aren't low enough, and I don't think Elon Musk really wants to get into the whole... If he's really going to be behind this thing, I think he wants to do it the right way. And he's got his financial advisor on the board for Dogecoin improvement. So I think he's leaning towards doing things the right way versus just rushing. All right, guys, we did on this red candle move under 64, and now we're hitting resistance at 64. So let's just hope we don't get another big red candle here. If not, if so, we could be seeing a bit of a sell-off. If not, though, we could be good. We would like this green candle to overwhelm that red one. At least, if not this one candle here, this candle and the next one. Gotta hop off. Thank you, Skydive, for hanging out. Good to see you. What's the difference between a Bitcoin future ETF and a Bitcoin ETF? Good question, and I don't want to answer that incorrectly, but I know futures typically refers to something similar to like options. And that's probably the easiest way to explain that. So it could be factoring in the price of Bitcoin futures, which are basically like it's kind of confusing. Very similar to options where you actually end up buying the asset. You're kind of purchasing the contract to buy an asset, saying that you will buy it by the expiration, and then when the time comes, you can buy that asset at that price, that quantity of it. So there's like oil futures and gold and all that stuff. But you're actually expected to buy it when it runs out. But then people trade those contracts. Maybe it's an ETF based off the price movement of those futures. That would be my guess. How bad do the small coins, how bad are they going to get hurt? What's up, Dorota? We'll see. I don't think Dogecoin's going to really go under 20. I don't think Cardano's going to go under 190, but there is room down to that. As long as Bitcoin doesn't crash hard here, we'll be all right. What's my preference? With what exactly? You mean the Android or the computer thing? Or the tablet thing? My vision for Tesla and Doge is his mining rig in his factories with his solar panels on his roof and power banks mining for free 24/7. Yeah, that could happen, yeah. I definitely think Elon will get into some kind of way to mine, because there's a lot of different angles. If mining can be more profitable than the electricity that it's costing, then you could have your Tesla mining as it's charging, like overnight or something, and then basically you end up charging for free while supporting the network and making a couple bucks. Like, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Then he will control prices and print his own money, in essence. I follow you on some of that, yeah. I know he doesn't want to get too much into the control thing. When he was asked before if he even wanted to make his own coin, he's like, not really, only if I have to. And that was basically saying, you know, if Dogecoin failed and can't do what it needs to do, only then would he consider making his own coin, but it's too much work. And he really wouldn't want to have to do that. So, I know he doesn't want but so much control of these projects. I think he has fun just being the influencer. But we'll see. He has artificial intelligence available also. Yes. All right, guys, we are stalling out a little bit here, unfortunately. Not to say we're not going to break out here soon, but it might take a little longer than I wanted. But we're up here, guys, and this is really the point. We are up at 64K. We hit 64.4 here. If we can just get a little bit higher and get some momentum and break above that 64.9 level and really get to 65s, I mean, we're probably going to move pretty quickly to 70K. And I think you'll see a little bit of a move up on the altcoins. They are overdue for a move. I'm trying to decide. All right, guys. I think we have an even bigger bull flag that just is starting to form right here. I don't know if you can see this. If we can get a breakout out of here to the top side, this could be the push that we need to get out. So let's give it a watch, give it a couple minutes. I think we're about to see something happen here. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Don't forget, guys, hit that like button if you have not already. That shows the biggest form of support that you really can to the stream, other than financial support. But it helps get more people here on the stream to watch. And also subscribe if you have not, if you want to lock in this channel and be here for the next streams. All right, we are breaking out to the top side so far. Thank you guys for those likes. I do appreciate it. I see we're at 21. Thank you so much for the support. All right, let's check out CoinMarketCap and let's just see where everything's sitting right now. Floki's up 5% today. Baby Floki Billionaire is up 176%. What even is that? Doge Dash? Man, people are really going crazy with these coins. Rockstar Doge. This is a fun phase if you can catch these coins as soon as they're created. But, I mean, this stuff probably is not going to last much longer. I think going into next year, a lot of these knockoff altcoins are going to disappear. Prince Floki is up 19,601%. What in the world? RSI too high every time frame. All right, so we did break out the top of the bull flag. We need these candles to hold here. Let's see. All right, we're still moving. This is good. This is good. Yeah, I don't mind the like the MACD, RSI, all that, and I use it every once in a while, but we still could break out here. All right. Green candle. I would like to catch the breakout on stream here, but this is definitely messing around. Upshot. To the moon, yes. We are very close. Gotta love how we were right with the prediction here on what was going to happen. Don't forget, we drew this line when we were somewhere around here. And we were correct. So that's exciting. All right. Let's check out the 1 minute time frame to see what's going on. Just triangling up a bit here. Yeah, that's a good one. It's right here. All right, guys. This is stalling out a little bit here. So this might take some time if it is going to do it. And like I said at the start of the stream, I am working technically, so I need to kind of get back. So I think what I'll do, I'll leave the stream running for anybody that wants to watch the chart and hear the music. But I'm just going to go off cam and everything and just kind of leave this running. And if within the next 45 minutes something takes off and happens, I will come back on cam and everything. But if not, I'll probably close it out. But we are extremely close to breaking the all-time high level. We are right back at the level within $500. We were within, $570. And on some exchanges, it even says that we went a little higher, that we were at about 64.5. So we were within hundreds of dollars of the all-time high here, right back up at 64,000. The previous all-time high, in case you are not aware, the previous all-time high that Bitcoin hit was 64,900. We are at 64,200. We are less than $1,000 away from breaking into new territory and starting a whole new bull run and making new highs on Bitcoin. This will confirm the continuation of the bull run here, and will eventually get to a point where it's lifting the altcoins up. ADA, Ethereum, Dogecoin, XRP, and whatever else that you're into. Those coins will follow later on. But first, the market leader has to get established here. And once everything cools off with that market leader, some funds will start to shift out of Bitcoin and back into the altcoins. And then we'll start to see them make their move and slingshot up. So make sure, if you're not buying into Bitcoin and you're not going to take advantage of this move, make sure you're at least loading up on your altcoins so that you don't get left behind once this move slows down and then people take profit and then they buy up the alts. Because if you miss that slingshot on the altcoins, you're going to be extremely unhappy. Do I think that with the SHIB burns, it will help increase the value? Yes. So burning coins does mean that the value of each coin goes up. So it will help it to be deflationary, and it will help it to increase in value over time. Now, how much that value will increase with as time goes on, I don't know. You'd have to do some math on that, which I don't have that math currently, which is, how many coins are there, we already know, but then how much is being burned and what kind of rate can we expect. But the other thing is, the most important thing for Shiba Inu, though, is the Robinhood deal actually happening. Because if that gets announced as like a rumor and it wasn't true, then SHIB will lose most of its gains, because all of those gains that SHIB just picked up, that like 3,000% move or whatever it was, that was all, or I guess it was 600%. That was all from the Robinhood leak. A leaked conversation that someone shared where Robinhood support emailed and said that SHIB was on the list to come to Robinhood next. So if we get confirmation that that was like photoshopped or something, SHIB will lose all of its gains and it'll kind of all be irrelevant. But my bottom price on SHIB, if that does not get disproved, is still around 2,000, with potential on a deeper pullback to head towards 1,500. But I don't think it's going under 1,500. So anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 right now, as long as that rumor is still, people are thinking that it's true, would be a dip buy spot for me. But yes, anytime there's a burn, the value of the coin should increase, because you have basically market cap divided by how many coins there are is where you end up with the price per coin. So if you have the same market cap and you start just making coins vanish into thin air, and the project is still valued at the same amount, that means that each coin is then going to be able to hold more value. Got to ask Mariano, have you managed to profit from your prediction, like the prediction line that I drew? Oh yeah, any plays that I call out, guys, I do trade them, as long as I'm not like live streaming the play and it's a quick in and out, and I don't have time to do it myself. I do trade my own plans. And I told everybody then that area was the buy-in zone. It was at the 200 EMA, and there was no reason not to buy there. I mean, even if you're taking a chance, why wouldn't you grab something there? We had this massive move up. We were due for a pullback, and then the 200 EMA on the daily time frame was the lowest that we should have gone, unless we were going to see a massive crash back down to 30s. So And I mean, even on the weekly time frame, 30s was the next, really 40,000, and then 30s was the next level down. So yeah, I did trade that as well. Any an idea for you? Award ceremony for crypto? Most toxic community? Definitely. Yeah, that would be fun. I could do something like that. Most toxic community would have to go to SHIB. Yes, for sure. I don't think anyone would disprove that, because they just kind of hate on other coins that don't even mention them in conversation. Whereas Dogecoin people, they talk about SHIB and they're just like, you know, I don't like Shiba Inu, or I think it's a knockoff. But SHIB community is like, oh, your coin sucks. SHIB has all this value. Your coin doesn't. Blah, blah, blah. You know, like pointing fingers and sticking their tongue out. That's the SHIB community. For whatever reason. All right. It has nothing to do with the coin, though, but it does suck. I think we're going to moon. Even Benjamin Cohen is having an all-time high Bitcoin watch party now. Awesome. Awesome. It's funny. Doom, doom. I do still think we're going to hit it, guys, but we did lose some steam. I mean, we came all the way up to 64.3, and we are trading sideways here, starting to see a couple more red candles here and there. We could see a pullback down towards like the 63 area. It could happen if we completely run out of steam here. But, you know, the FOMO buyers are always on deck and ready to go. So as long as, you know, if we don't fall under 64, this move, in my opinion, we're still ready for takeoff. Another bull flag. Kind of. Right here, a little mini situation going on there. It's not super clean though. Just because, you know, right here it didn't form out the way it should have. Like if this was going to be bull flaggish, which it could have been, this red candle shouldn't have happened. What could mess with this bull run? Evergrande news or the infrastructure vote discussion popping back up randomly. But infrastructure vote thing, I don't think that's enough to stop it at this point. I mean, we're too close to 64K. So unless it happened before we broke above 65,000. That's the only thing I could see really messing with us here. And even then, it's going to be a temporary pullback. That infrastructure vote is not going to be a long-term downtrend move at this point. If anything, it's a negative catalyst that will cause a slight pullback and a temporary little hiccup. And then we continue on. So it's a little dip buy opportunity maybe. And I don't even know if that moves the needle very much for Bitcoin beyond like $1 or $2 or $3,000. You know, at this price point, it doesn't even matter. The only big thing that could happen, in my opinion, would be Evergrande resurfacing. Alrighty. Some people losing faith here. But we still, I mean, we went right down to this support line right here. It's going to need to go a little lower than that to really shake people out. And then it's also going to need to go below this 50 EMA line. Because we might see it fake out and regain. So. Reclaim, rather. And there's the dump to the line. And will it hold? And then we've also got another level here at 64. So it's like there's a lot of support here. That sell-off's not going to be able to do it, I don't think. Hey guys. Did I say down to this line, fake out and reclaim, or did I say down to this line, fake out and reclaim? Interesting. What's going on, Josh? Michael said, I invested a little bit in SHIB at 5 zeros. So you're in profit, but you buy and hold. Awesome. Glad to hear that. And same to you, Lori. What are my thoughts on TechDev52 on Twitter and his predictions? I haven't really looked at his predictions. Let's see. I'll be honest, guys. When you get confident and familiar with TA, you don't really look at other people's TA too much. Okay, looks like he got blocked for like spam. And here we go. A little bit of a bounce. Oh, underscore 52. Okay. Well, let's do that so I don't lose him. Yeah. That does look too programmed. The thing about this too, if you end up in a scenario where, according to this picture, where something like this happens, you see how we have a resistance trend line, and we're riding that resistance trend line, and then we're also going to be riding the support trend line as well. So this becomes a trend channel. When there's a top and a bottom going in its parallel lines, that becomes a trend channel. And then if you break out the top, usually you go parabolic and you move even higher up. So once we get to 300K, according to this trajectory here, and we hit this resistance here, we could have enough momentum to break out and then go straight from 300K to 500K. I mean, he looks like he kind of knows his stuff, so I'd say he's probably pretty accurate. All right, guys, I think we're about to make some moves here. I'll check out some of his tweets a little bit more, a little later on. All right, guys, I am going to step away. I do need to make a quick run and handle some stuff. But if we're going to make a move up here, then of course I'm not going to leave, because that's why we went live. All right. It's teasing me here. This could be the run, though. I mean, we're getting some clean touches off the 50 EMA, and we're not dumping. And then we got a nice reset off the 64,000 level here with these wicks right at 64.28. You can see there's still a lot of people skeptical. If you look at the 1 minute time frame and you look at these wicks, on each green candle, there's still a lot of people selling off. It's not usually the best sign. All right. Did Bitcoin get the ETF news? I know it was supposed to be live. Ooh. Formally kicked off the process this morning to convert GBTC into the first spot-based Bitcoin ETF. Upon conversion, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust will trade under the ticker Bitcoin, BTC. That is massive. All right, I'm gonna go off cam for just a moment, guys. As soon as this thing pops, I'll be back. Whether that's in a moment or a little bit later. Just I'll be watching the charts with you guys. Alright, y'all. I am back. Just a quick update. Unfortunately, we did sell off. Alright, we did pull back here, and it's a bit unfortunate. The 1 minute time frame is a pretty good indicator of just how much momentum we really have, even though it's not all that important in the big picture, because we still could go up from here. But if we're holding above the 50 EMA on the shortest time frame that people use, that means we have a lot of bullish momentum. So this move right here looked really good. Would have loved to see off hype us break out above that, but instead what ended up happening is we pulled back here. All right, and because we pulled back, fell below the 50, hit that as resistance, fell below the 100, right, and now we're back down to the 200. If we are holding under the 200 EMA on the 1 minute time frame, that's probably not the best sign. All right, now if we go to the 3 minute time frame, and this is why I'm saying this isn't terribly important, because if we go to the 3 minute time frame here, things don't look so bad. You can see that we haven't hit the 200 EMA on the 3 minute. That would be closer to 63 flat, and we are bouncing off the 100 EMA here, which is actually not bad for pullback, staying above the 100 EMA on a more conservative time frame like the 3 minute. That's still short, but gives a little bit of breathing room. This could be just a healthy pullback to be followed by a bigger move up. But you're going to have to keep your eyes on the charts and see. Please keep in mind, though, even though we did sell off, if you want to call it selling off, we are still at 63,850. We are only $150 away from 64K, and nothing is off the table quite yet. It is still very possible that we just bounce here and get right back over 64 and then make a bull run towards 65 and pass it. It could still happen. In fact, if we were just drawing this out, this would be the way that it sets up perfectly to happen. A bounce off the 100, still showing that we have bullish momentum, but showing that we did let the paper hands sell, reload, and now move up. So that's pretty much going to do it, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. I am going to go ahead and head out. All right, but if we decide, if the price action decides to break above 64K and starts heading back towards, breaks above 64.4 and starts heading back towards 65K, I will come back live for you guys and we can discuss it and watch it happen live. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Click that like button as well, and I'll catch you guys later on. See you again.